Now, please welcome the athletes to the field of play for the Recurve Men Gold Medal Match.
Here we go, a gold medal match. The Recurve men's individual competition. And a chance to claim a spot at the Hyundai Archery World Cup Finals. It's time for the last time to go down to the range to meet the contenders.
Target number 1, representing Italy.
En la vaca número 1, representando Italia,
Mauro Nespoli. On target number 2, representing the Republic of Korea.
en la vaca número 2, representando Corea,
Kim Je Deok. The line judge for this matchup is
el juez del partido,
Klaus Lugovic. The stage is set for a gold medal match, ladies and gentlemen. The case of
Well, time to go for gold here in Medellin. We've got an interesting lineup here. The 35-year-old from Italy, Mauro Nespoli, is the world number 9. He's had 48 World Cup appearances, 7 Final Fours, 1 gold, 1 bronze, 2 silvers. It was a silver last year here in Colombia.
señoras y señores, iniciando para la
He goes up against Kim Je Deok, just 19 years old, ranked 13th in the world. 4 World Cup appearances, a silver in Paris in 2022. So going for his first gold medal here in Medellin. What a lineup it is, and it will be Kim from Korea to get this final underway.
9.
Yeah, this final is pretty much just experience versus raw talent, in a sense that I think it's 15 years ago since Mauro went to his first Olympics in Beijing, and Kim Je Deok was probably still in middle school back then, or maybe not even.
Yeah, he would have just been out of nursery, I think, when Beijing was on. They're matching each other here. It's a fascinating thing that you mentioned earlier on, that the Koreans think that this young man is the brightest talent they've ever seen, or they've seen in the last century.
Yeah, and I mean, you can see why, because he is holding himself in very high pressure situations. For instance, the gold medal in the Olympics with team, but it's just that he just has a certain way of shooting that apparently tells his coaches that he is the greatest talent that they have ever seen, at least.
Yeah, I mean, the raw talent alone is not enough, but at just 19 years old, he's here in his second final, and I'd fancy him to take it. However, we saw Nespoli earlier on with a few longer holds, and he was under pressure. Of course, he won that match against Brady Ellison, but here he's shooting a little bit quicker.
He's shooting a little bit quicker, and also the longer holds that we saw in the previous match were not always necessarily completely deteriorating his shots. So it's yeah, it's good to see that he's like learning to cope with shooting a lot longer shots.
Well, all square, 28 apiece. Here's an interesting fact for you. Kim Je Deok is studying film. He's a man that will know when to put on his ND filter.
en toda la línea.
Some standard these two are setting, isn't it? I mean, what's impressive is that I suppose it's not a surprise, but Nespoli is absolutely in control of this. No chance of being nervous about facing a Korean.
No, not necessarily about facing a Korean, but I think Mauro has not had very many opportunities to walk away with a stage win, and for sure he'll be looking for one now with his eyes on the World Cup final. So I think there's probably some weight on his shoulders for that.
For sure, but he's carrying it well. But now Kim Je Deok has a chance to open the gap. A 10 will do it, and he's done it. A 30, ominous, dropping just 2 points in the first 2 sets. And the 19-year-old will be 3-1 up, whatever Nespoli shoots.
9.
Not a bad group, and he understood that that arrow is going to go to the left, so that's a good sign. But if Kim Je Deok is going to keep this up, then he will have to bring his A game in the next couple of sets.
Yeah, it's that thing about once the Korean breaks out into the lead, it's very difficult to claw them back in. Just checking that, I think the top arrow certainly to make sure it has cut the line, but that's a perfect 30. The other thing, of course, the conditions have settled a little bit, then perhaps this is the form, the standard that Kim's going to set for himself for the rest of the match.
It sure seems that way, that the wind has kind of settled down. It might be a very short calm period, but he sure looks like if there's no wind playing a part in this game, he's just gonna shoot 10s.
Will get us underway on target 1.
Nespoli looking calm, staying cool. It's 3-1 to the Korean, so Nespoli will shoot first. Just needs to focus on himself and go through his process. We all know he's good enough to get back in this one.
It's just always I look at Mauro shooting, I think like, oh no, he's a bit wobbly, but he's always a bit wobbly, so it's not really saying much that he is right now.
9.
Moving.
And this is exactly what he needs to do. He's getting a little bit of a chance by the 9 that Kim Je Deok just shot. And he needs to capitalize on it if he wants to stay in this match.
An important one here for Nespoli then. A 10 to draw the match level after 3 sets. Just outside into the 9 for a 29. His highest score so far. But it's another 9 from Kim Je Deok and a 28 from him, and we are all square. Oh boy, these matches for the neutral in this afternoon session here in Colombia have just been at the very top level for entertainment.
Yeah, we've had some very, very tight matches where, well, in some cases they've gone to the last arrow and even gone into a shoot-off. So, well, if it's up to me, we're going to end the day with a shoot-off.
Well, that's what the crowd are hoping for. I'm sure you at home are as well. Nespoli fighting back in the third to draw things level at 3 apiece.
Once again, last year it went all the way down to the shoot-off, and it did take place in World Cup competition here in Medellin. That is in the round of 1/8. As we move into set number 4, Kim Je Deok shoots first on target 2.
Inicio disparando placa número 2, Kim Je Deok, Korea.
It's really nice slow motion shots. It's always cool to see the arrow in flight because contrary to popular belief, they don't actually fly straight to the target. They kind of fishtail a bit.
Yeah, and arc as well. People don't realize quite how high these arrows fly down the 70-meter range.
9.
Moving.
It's a really good convincing shot. So I think yeah, he just adjusted his sight because he felt like that arrow should have gone into the 10 ring.
There is what this sport is all about. When the opportunity comes, you've got to take it. Nespoli saw the 9 from Kim, put it into the 10. There's another one, another big chance for the Italian here. He knows it. This is a slightly longer hold. It's enough to hold that 1 point lead.
I think he's okay with that arrow hitting the 9 ring. He looks like he looked like he thought that was going to go further out of the middle. But a 10 right now would give him the 5-3 lead.
Yeah, Kim guided that one into the 10 for a 28. Chance for Nespoli. Oh, that's exceptionally close. They share the points in set number 4, 4 apiece, but I've got to say, kind of think Nespoli got away with that one.
Yeah, although the last shot didn't seem as bad as the second shot, but well, it's difficult to see where his sight is, and like with the shaking that he does, like it's only a little bit of movement that can get your arrow all the way into the 9 ring.
Yeah, I mean, good point. The tiniest bit of difference of movement on the shooting line is amplified down the 70-meter range.
Yeah, that's a sigh of relief if I ever saw one.
Yeah, we're seeing that a little bit here today, aren't we? And I was getting to some of these experienced athletes. So all square, we go into the 5th regulation set here in Medellin in a session that has given us plenty of entertainment and some high-quality sporting action. Three arrows to decide this for each archer. Who's taking gold?
I was going to say it's an important arrow here to put some pressure on Mauro Nespoli. The fact that Kim Je Deok is starting this set, it does mean that he can kind of dictate how this last set is going to go. And if Mauro wants to go into a shoot-off, he'll at least have to match whatever Kim Je Deok is shooting.
Wow. What a time to shoot 2 10s. Nespoli, you feel, has to get a 10 here.
Yeah, a bit of a grimace there. And I think he now knows what is bound to happen.
1-8 is enough for a guaranteed shoot-off. A 9 would have taken it, and look what's happened. This is an opportunity for Mauro Nespoli to join Dan Alaru and Marcus D'Almeida as stage winners and book his place in the Hyundai Archery World Cup final. A long hold, a 10 required, a 10, he's got it! He's absolutely got it here, and look what it means to him. It looked like it was all over before Kim Je Deok put it into the 7 for a 27, left the door open for Nespoli, and has he done all the way through this gold medal match when the opportunity presented itself, he's taken it, and Mauro Nespoli from Italy is the Medellin champion of 2023.